those sweats.
That was such a great video. What should I do next?
If you guys have any ideas on what I should do next, leave it in the comments.
Oh yeah, I'll just check what they put. Wait a minute. It all makes sense now. So yeah, guess who got called back for another video? This guy. First off, I'd just like to say thank you guys so much for the success of that driving in Chennai video. We got over 200 views, and with your help, we'll be able to beat Despacito. For those of you who aren't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button below and hit the bell icon next to it so you get notifications whenever I post. Anyways, enough gloating. Let's introduce today's topic. Apple just released their brand new line of iPhones, and I think it's safe to say we have some opinions on that. Samsung also recently dropped their Note phones and released their S10s and stuff a while back. So the timing is pretty much exact, give or take a few months. And I thought to myself, why not compare these two brands and their latest phones? I mean, how has nobody thought of that before? But before we start, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to be addressing in this video. So this is another disclaimer. What? Of course not. This is just a statement that's denying something. This will not be a tech video. I'm not going to be talking about how many AMOLED screens are there on the phone versus OLED screens or like ratio of RAM to storage, anything like that. If you want that, go check out these guys. This video is just going to be about what I think is good about these brands and what I think is bad. Also, I know some of you might say, oh, he has an iPhone, he's not going to know anything about Samsung. Well, joke's on you, because I have a Samsung TV. But all that aside, I'm just here to have fun. But aren't you just making this disclaimer because you're worried about what other people will think? Why are you still here? Let's start off by talking about Samsung. Samsung. That's such an interesting name. Samsung. Samsung. Can you please stop saying that, okay? I did not sing. Samsung. We're going to be talking about Samsung's Galaxy phones, and this year alone, they've released 9 of these guys. For a quick recap, you have the A50, the S10, the S10 Plus, the S10e, the S10 5G, the Fold, the Note 10, the Note 10 Plus, and the Note 10 5G. But don't worry, I'm not going to be talking about each one of these phones because like half of them are the same anyway. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on a few things. First, let's talk about those Note phones. I really don't understand why they exist. I mean, I guess they were cool during the days when everyone was like, oh my god, styluses are so cool. Isn't it just a pen for your phone? No, it's a stylus. What's a pen? Styluses used to be pretty cool. Even I messed around with them from time to time. But that's the thing, you only use them from time to time. No one uses a stylus on a daily basis unless they're using it on a big screen. But with a phone that's like 6 inches long, there's no point. And since you're using it on a touchscreen, one wrong tap and you're completely screwed. And originally I wasn't going to talk about the Notes that much. But then Samsung got rid of the headphone jack and kept the freaking stylus. That is the last straw. Can you use a stylus to listen to music? I don't think so. The only company that could put music in a stylus is Bose. And last time I checked, Samsung and Bose aren't the same thing. Of course they're not the same. They're different companies. How could they be the same? Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Okay, next, let's talk about the cameras. I think we can all agree that most phone cameras aren't as great as regular cameras. So it makes sense to have like 1 or 2 cameras on your phone, because that's all you need for a regular photo. But then Samsung goes ahead and drops this. Ew! That is 4 cameras on one phone. I mean, the Nokia 9 has 5 cameras, but it's Nokia. No one cares about them. Even the Pixels only have about 2 cameras, and they're some of the best on any smartphone. 9 phones, 4 cameras, what's next? 47 batteries? Quality over quantity, Samsung. Quality over quantity. And who's even going to use that many cameras? I mean, you'll maybe use a lot of them when you first get the phone, but after that you're barely going to use any, because you'll realize they all do the same thing. They all take photos. Hey dude, let me take a picture of you. I've been meaning to try out the 4 cameras on my S10 5G. Okay. These are going to look so good. What do you think? They all look the same. And now let's talk about Samsung's failures, because that's always fun to talk about. The company has made a lot of good products over the years, but some of them just haven't met the mark. Let's go back a few years and talk about the Note 7. You know, the one that kept blowing up and got banned by a bunch of airlines. I know Samsung just wants people to pay attention to them, but I don't think that was the way to go. I'm sorry, Samsung. You messed up. And as I was doing my research, I learned that Samsung actually went from the Note 5 to the Note 7, skipping the 6 altogether. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 kept blowing up. And just when you think Samsung's rising out of the ashes of the Note 7 explosions, they dropped the Galaxy Fold. And at the time, it looked pretty cool. You know, besides the $2,000 price tag and the super small screen on the front. But Those are little things. No one cares about that. And then the screen just decided to go nope and just died. I guess Samsung's kind of re-releasing it now, but in my opinion, who really needs a Galaxy Fold? I mean, the screen on the front is super small and the... Okay, that's gonna take too long, so that's for another video. Galaxy Fold 2, I'm coming for you. But nonetheless, Samsung does make some pretty good products. Most recently, I have to give props to the S10 and Note 10's features. I mean, the pinhole camera, reverse wireless charging, and the fingerprint sensor under the phone. Good job, Samsung. Good job. Now let's talk about Apple. Another very interesting name. What should I name my company? Oh wow. For Apple, we're going to be talking about the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now one thing I gotta say is they really messed up the names of these. First they just skipped from the 8 to the 10, then they call what's technically the 10th phone the 10S, and now after 2 years they're finally back on track with the 11. So many numbers. But since we're talking about numbers, let's talk about their prices. Why is everything so expensive? Samsung's phones are pretty expensive too, but at least they got the A50 for $350. That's a budget phone. Apple's definition of budget is the iPhone 11 for $700. Oh, sorry, starting at $700. You could buy 2 A50s for that price. And it's not just the phones, even the cases are expensive. They sell a leather case for $130. Why? I get it, business is business, you gotta make money, but you don't have to make that much money. I mean, look at yourself, you're filthy rich. You know what, there's no point in arguing anymore. Just take my money. Okay, next, back to the cameras. You get it? Because back to the cameras are on the back of the phone. No? Okay. Anyways, Apple just added a third camera to their flagships, and usually that wouldn't be that big of a deal. Most of the big brands have triple cameras now. But it's just the way Apple arranged these cameras. Apple decided to put them all in a square. I mean, I get the idea of trying to put the cameras in a way where they're all equidistant from each other. But was it really a good idea to make it that big and in that shape? And seriously, it's like the back of an Apple Watch on the back of the phone. They should have just put the cameras in the shape of the Apple logo. What a missed opportunity.
What a waste.
And now let's talk about Apple's originality. See, Apple has this thing they do where they advertise new features as if they created them, but in reality they were there a long time before. Now of course, Apple does take these features to the next level, but when they're out there saying, oh my god guys, we have wireless charging, it's not anything new. Even Samsung's had it. Then again, Samsung did try to make a foldable phone, and we all know how that worked out. So, maybe Apple's right not to try to introduce anything new. But then there are other times where they even fail at that. You guys remember the HomePod, right? You know, the Google Home knockoff that no one liked because it was Siri. Yeah, should have thought that one through, Apple. Not your best work. All jokes aside, Apple is one of the best brands out there. And it's mainly due to the fact that they made sure all their products really work well together. The ecosystem. Yeah, sure, the HomePod maybe wasn't one of the best smart speakers out there, but the fact that it worked well with your other Apple products made it a little bit better. They started off in a garage, and now they're the biggest flex of the century. Good job, Apple. Good job. So now that we've seen both sides, it's time to make a decision. Which brand is better? I think we can all agree that both of these brands are kind of trash in their own ways. But in the end, there has to be a winner. Apple or Samsung. And the victor is... Drum roll, please. Neither.
Dude, what the fuck?
Wait, before you rage quit on this video, hear me out for a second. I'm not trying to appeal to both sides so I won't get criticized, and I'm not trying to say there's a better brand out there. So yeah, Google, OnePlus, you guys aren't the best either.
Aww.
No, what I'm trying to say here is that there's no comparison to be made, because Apple and Samsung are the same. That's right. After my extensive research on the topic, I've concluded that Apple and Samsung are the same. You might be saying, they're different companies. How could they be the same? Well, think about it. The phones are pretty much the same. They're just switching up the name so it doesn't seem so obvious. The S10 is the 10S, S10 Plus is the 10S Max. You see where I'm going here. They both sell tablets, computers, watches, and earbuds. They both got rid of the headphone jack, and they both have bad voice assistants. Hey Siri. Siri?
Hey Sujan, what's up?
Shut up, Bixby. And it's not like they're just making similar products to compete with one another, because they're the same. In the end, the only thing that makes them different is their software. The only thing that makes them different is... Thank you guys for watching this video, and so far so good on that one video per month promise. School just started, so it's going to be a little bit harder, but I'll try my best to keep up. Once again, if you guys have any ideas on what I should talk about next, leave it in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for some great content.